6:48 in our headlines here for Wednesday. Breaking updates. Rochester police need help on leads after a young man showed up this morning at the hospital with a gunshot wound.
Officers say they responded to RGH around 1:45 this morning, discovering that 19-year-old victim had driven himself to the hospital. He is expected to survive. Officers later learned that the shooting happened somewhere around Ridgeway Avenue, and there are no suspects in custody.
We've also got this new video here from this scene breaking overnight, an apartment fire in Rochester. The calls for this came in on Jefferson Avenue, that property, just before 12:30. Still working to get an update from RFD on any potential injuries, how many people do live there and might be displaced. We'll share that update with you throughout the day at rochesterfirst.com. Another big story new this morning and happening this morning, the arraignment for the teacher from the Rush Henrietta Central School District, now accused of sexually assaulting a child.
Well, what we know is that Scott Stradley, arrested Friday, has also been placed on administrative leave. Aron Spitzer joining us live from the Hall of Justice with the latest details from the case. Aron.
Yeah, guys, 52-year-old Scott Stradley from Pittsford is charged with predatory sexual assault against a child. Now, that's a Class A felony. He was arrested December 13th and is a teacher at Roth Junior High School. Deputies say the victim was known to him, but there is no evidence to suggest any of the allegations involve students at the school. MCSO is working with the Child Advocacy Center of Rochester, Child Protective Services, and the DA's office on this case. The superintendent at Rush Henrietta did send out a statement to families, reading in part, quote, "The Monroe County Sheriff's Office and the school district have no evidence at this time to suggest there are any allegations involving Rush Henrietta students." Going on to say the employee has been placed on administrative leave. The district will continue to cooperate with the Sheriff's Office as the investigation continues. Now, you can read that full statement on our website, rochesterfirst.com. As for Stradley, he was arraigned in Pittsford Town Court yesterday, set to return to court this morning at 10, and he's currently being held in county jail without bail. For now, reporting, Aron Spitzer, News 8.
Aron, thank you. She'll be at that arraignment. Also in court later on today is the sentencing coming down for one of the men involved in a deadly Christmas Day beating last year in Rochester. Bruce Wayne Beeman is expected to be formally sentenced to 25 years after taking a plea deal for manslaughter in the death of 60-year-old Michael DeCesare, who was beaten at the corner of Bay Street and Portland Avenue. The victim died more than a month after the attack. Another defendant, Guy Musgrave II, was also offered a plea deal for manslaughter. He did not take it and was set to go to trial in March. Beeman is due in court this afternoon at 1:30.
New charges have been filed in the killing of United Healthcare CEO Brian Thompson. Luigi Mangione, the suspect here, faces 11 charges in New York in connection with that murder 2 weeks ago. Among them, first-degree murder in the furtherance of terrorism. The suspect may be moved from a Pennsylvania prison to New York City as early as tomorrow.
The police chief in Madison, Wisconsin says identifying the motive is top priority following Monday's deadly shooting at a private Christian school. A student and substitute teacher were killed before police say the 15-year-old shooter, a female student, died by suicide.
We'll take a look at this. The pedestrian bridge on Mount Read Boulevard out of commission until further notice after it collapsed yesterday morning.
The area has reopened. You can drive through it. Reports of this bridge falling to the road came out just before noon. Police say it was a roll-off dump truck that was in the up position for some reason when it slammed into the bridge. A Kia behind it crashed into the debris that fell. The drivers in both were taken to the hospital. They're expected to make a recovery. At this point, no tickets or charges, as police are still trying to figure out why exactly this happened.
Well, check out this frankly shocking video. Another wreck near North Goodman Street and College Avenue. What we're about to see here is that Porsche hit that one car, drove across the parking lot, and then right there drove up underneath that SUV. Police say that the 53-year-old driver lost control while trying to turn onto College Avenue. The video we're showing you, or that we just showed you, was from We the Hobby, their surveillance that showed that driver losing control. Nobody was hurt here, and it does appear that the only thing to bemoan is some property damage.
Everyone wants that first spot right there, closest to the door.
This is not the way to get it.
Your sunrise traffic updates here. Nothing like that at all on the expressways as the volume's picking up there, getting in and out of downtown on 490 from the Greater Rock Sky Eye. 590 coming in from Webster and Irondequoit, good to go. Southbound 390 and the thruway through Henrietta. No accidents on the list.
President Melendez.
Yes. Motion carries.
This is the reaction from the Rochester City Council chambers after a vote yes to protect renters from so-called unfair evictions through new legislation. The Good Cause Eviction bill passed in a 7-2 vote, making Rochester the largest municipality in the state outside of New York City to provide these protections for tenants. After 2.5 years of fighting and revising this ordinance, landlords are now required to provide proof that a tenant didn't pay their rent in order to evict them, and they also have to prove that it's not a move due to unreasonable rent increases. Despite the community's effort and support at passing the bill, it did still meet opposition.
Good Cause puts a ceiling on rent, allowing people to plan for and hopefully meet possible rent increases. With Good Cause, renters won't end up being pushed aside for clientele that might pay more, and that will offer some stability for people.
This is not a silver bullet to our housing crisis. This legislation will not correct our housing crisis. In fact, this will be a trickle-down effect. This will ultimately increase the cost of rent in our market where people are already struggling to pay rent.
Well, many tenants at last night's meeting say that Good Cause eviction to them means hope. As News 8 has previously reported, there are landlords who agree with the members of council who oppose the measure. They argue this prevents them from removing bad actors from their properties and ultimately does more harm than good.
Updates from the United Way now giving away multi-year funding to about 90 nonprofits throughout the greater Rochester region. The more than $6 million will be distributed in 2-, 3-, and 5-year program grants. Some recipients include Catholic Charities, Lifespan, RMSC, Trillium Health. To apply for the United Way Summer Program and Synergy grants, or to view the full list of everyone involved here getting this round of funding, you can see that in our coverage at rochesterfirst.com.
Well, nearly 8 million people are expected to take to the skies during the Christmas and New Year holiday stretch. I will be among them.
All hoping for decent weather on connections around the states.
Definitely.
You ever wonder, though, before they get going, how do they get the planes ready to fly in freezing conditions? This comes down to a pretty interesting process to remove the ice to keep the flights running smoothly and on time. Now, the Rochester Airport, you may have seen them de-icing there, but the airport itself is not in charge of that. This is all managed by the pilots and private companies.
And so the process is very simple, that the pilots will recognize that there's some type of contaminant on the plane, whether it's freezing rain, sleet, snow, whatever it is, and they'll communicate with one of the fixed base operators.
This process is all FAA approved, also undergoes regular inspection cycles to make sure everything's up to code with safety and compliance. When they do it, you see like all the steam and everything shooting off in the morning.
Cool.
It does. It does.
Well, no pressure. Don't ground me, James.
Oh, okay. Don't ground you.
I don't want to be grounded on Friday, please.
All right. I do want to talk about this strange glow that we're trying to figure out.
Did we figure it out?
A pitch from Mike sent us an email suggested Ginay nuclear plant.
Oh, out in Ontario. Maybe so. Maybe that is too far for Sandbar Park in Webster.
It is open 24/7, so could be that glow. 8-day forecast coming up with the cut-in.
We'll see you at 7:25.
And have a great day.
Follow News 8 wherever you are on rochesterfirst.com, Facebook, X, and on our app for news and weather.